Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Ceron versus Smurf. This game taking place here on Northern Isles. I am told that this is going to be a very great game as I try to highlight some of the best Warcraft 3 matches from around the world and around the web. Ceron spawning as the yellow Night Elf player on the bottom left-hand side of the map, opening things up with, well, absolutely nothing. Ceron, at 30 seconds into this game, has not built a single building as of yet. Finally building a... Alright, I've never seen a fast expand quite nearly as fast as this. Ceron going Tree of Life first. This is not similar to Zerg going Hatch first at all. We'll have to keep a quick eye or keep a close eye on that. Meanwhile, Smurf opening things up with an Ancient of War, Altar of Elders, a much more traditional build. There's a Moonwell here, and then maybe an Altar of Elders behind this for Ceron to try and get a very early hero from the tavern. All of this is probably cold and calculated by Ceron to try and build a very specific type of strategy, which I am, well, confused by currently. Coming back around, we are going into a Priestess of the Moon by Smurf, so this is not going to be your typical Night Elf at all. Priestess of the Moon is a common first hero, but, well, a lot of players, well, let me take it back. Priestess of the Moon is often used as a primary hero in a Night Elf mirror match, but you don't get to see Priestess of the Moon first in any of the other matchups. I'm still, gonna go ahead and, fast forward. The 2 minute doesn't really make any sense now, as we're already at that 2 minute mark as I'm talking, and the Ancient of War should already be uprooting. Gonna aggro this 5/4/4 creep camp. Ancient of War going to be regenerating some of those cells here. There's an ensnare there, and Wisp may be needed to try and repair here. Priestess of the Moon already making its way over there. It is going to be Searing Arrows as that primary ability, so it is dealing quite a bit of significant damage per attack right there. And now switching back over to the Tuskar Warrior and eventually that Trapper. Scroll of the Beast going to be that consumable item. Meanwhile, Tree of Life is now nearly done, as we are getting into an Ancient of War finally. Still don't know what hero it is. It is going to be a Fire Lord coming in from Ceron here, and now a Tree of Life first to try and, establish up this fast expansion. All right. Tree of Life going to make its way over here, going to perhaps aggro, now purposely pull away, pull back, all of this here, getting in some easy damage across all this as we see lava spawns now coming into position. All right, little bit of damage here. Wisp need to come over to try and repair. This lava spawn taking actually quite a bit of damage. Needs to back away, as this Tree of Life is going to be what is needed to attempt to, absorb all of that damage. The lava spawns, if they do enough damage, will split and get in even more and more lava spawns as well, helping with the overall mana of the Fire Lord. There's a quick detonation though by Smurf, so a Wisp coming in from Smurf, finishing off the lava spawn and removing some of the precious mana from that Fire Lord. Tree of Life down to 300 hit points. Some massive repairs are underway. Lava spawn continuing to fire back, as well as the Tree of Life is going to be entangling this gold mine already. Those lava spawns could become a bit of a problem, as those lava spawns do deal significant piercing damage. Fire Lord on the board for 675 hit points already because of that Pure Up of Vitality. Archers getting in a little bit of bonus damage as well. You can see the Flesh Eater trying to cannibalize on all of those corpses over there as they started to get low on hit points. Back around, lava spawn gonna do in some initial splitting as well. As they split, that is gonna help increase the damage output even further. Moonwells are being placed out across the map, but Ceron's base looks very wide open because of this very aggressive early expansion play that we saw. Still no Ancient Protectors or Huntress Hall either for any natural defense, and it will be some time before Ceron's fast expansion actually turns about and brings some good news. Tree of Life still in play, not taking the Tree of Eternity, as Huntresses are now being trained off of 2 Ancients of War. Off of 2 Ancients of War. Coming back around here, we can see Cloak of Shadows, Pure Up of Vitality. Fire Lord will need plenty of mana to get more lava spawns out, as the Priestess of the Moon is already at level 2 or level 2 True Shot Aura, and also could be bringing in Scroll of the Beast. So, all right, picking up Claws of Attack +5 as well, and all of these units making their way out. This is going to be an effective timing push here, as Huntresses are joining in on the fight now. All right. Ancient of War going to get pressured in here. Ancient of Wonders, Moonwell trying to be placed down. Ceron has mined out, well, about 450 gold already, and now it's Ancient Protectors joining in on the battle. All right, in comes some lava spawns, level 2 lava spawn variety. And are we going to see the Scroll of the Beast be used as well during this early portion, trying to get in some damage already across all of those units, as the Tree of Life tries to join in on the battle. Quick detonation takes down that early lava spawn, as they don't have that much health, and Smurf is just absolutely cleaning up this expansion attempt there, finally using the roar, and should be able to perhaps take down even more of those units still. All right, turning back around, perhaps trying to take down that Ancient of Wonders. Ancient of Wonders, well, still okay for now, as we see a quick detonation to remove much of that roar there. Plus 22 damage on that Priestess of the Moon right now, turning back around as the archers are looking to fight into that position. Huntress is able to get in some glaive bounce damage across multiple units here, as the archers are looking to deter back the Huntresses, who currently have, well, still great bonus damage because of that, well, because of that True Shot Aura. Expansion looks like it is going to get shut down before it really gets up and operational. How much gold starts off? 1,000 gold. Only about 2 minutes of mining worth, as Ceron loses the expansion he so early on risked to play. Smurf now moving out across the field with the Priestess of the Moon and the Huntresses here. And I can't imagine how Smurf can actually let this game get away from him, unless, well, Goblin Tinker is already out here on the battlefield. We are at Tree of Life compared to Tree of Ages. 2 heroes currently out on the battlefield compared to 1, as the mass archers are now fighting back here. Are we going to see death of a Huntress? Yes, another Huntress getting taken down there, as the Ancients of War joining in on the fight as well. Orange versus green here out on the battlefield. Orange working out a little bit better just because it has that home field advantage, and even the Ancient of Wars are joining in on the fight. There goes another archer there, though, as the Priestess of the Moon sits at level 3. All right, trying to get in some last bits of damage. Goblin Tinker attempting to catch up to that unit there. It is going to end up getting denied once more, and I looked as though, yeah, that little bit of bonus damage or that a little bit of damage still happening here. Priestess of the Moon trying to get away. Lava spawns putting in pressure. 31 supply compared to 37. Smurf has the larger army, as we are looking at rebuilding of that Tree of Life. Smurf does have an Ancient Protector here, and now trying to rebuild that expansion, as he has the, well, tech advantage somehow, even though his army is still significantly smaller. All right. Pocket Factory putting in a pressure onto that front door here. There is a southern ancient of War down to the south here. We remember Smurf is not rebuilding his expansion, but expanding where his opponent was, and he should be able to get that economic advantage here. Scroll of Town Portal quickly being used to try and escape away. Archers, lava spawns could get taken down, and yes, they are alongside that Pocket Factory. Priestess of the Moon now sitting at level 4. Smurf, while saying thank you for giving me a reason to place down an Ancient Protector at a gold mine, I think I will now use that for myself and turn the tables on Ceron. We are still only at, well, we are technically at tier 2, but we don't really see any tier 2 units anywhere. Archers are out here onto the battlefield, still getting trained up. Mass archer strategy, and we do see, I believe, 1-0 upgrade on the archers. We could go into 2-0 upgrades since we are at tier 2. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon at level 4, with 1-1 upgrades, essentially making all of those archers 3-1 because of how the upgrades work. All right, Tree of Life attempting to entangle this gold mine down to the south here. Priestess, well, Huntress is looking to clear up the remainder of this Null Warden, Null Assassin creep camp, but we could be looking at a potential creep jack here. Bit of high damage as the Huntresses are now trying to retreat away. Lava Spawn or Fire Lord picking up the Scroll of Healing and going to clear up the remainder of this creep camp, allowing the illusion to absorb large amounts of battle damage. Null Brute taken down. Another Null Brute going to get taken down. Goblin Tinker, Firelord now pushing on through as the gold mine is up and operational for Smurf. Goblin Tinker moving his way through here. Smurf still sitting at level or tier 1, has a couple of glaive throwers, as the army sizes are fairly comparable, or actually the same, just because Smurf also has some additional, has looks like Ceron is actually mining a bit more gold. 11 versus 14. Yeah, about pretty even overall. Fight in the middle portion of the map. Huntress is trying to close in on that distance, and you can see the archers are looking to focus down all of these units. Firelord can actually get some big damage on as those units explode, and then causing collateral damage back the other side. Who is dying faster, archers or huntresses? That is the question to be had, as Ceron's Smurf units are just exploding and dealing damage back all the way around. Priestess of the Moon is sitting at level 5, 38 supply compared to 37. Archers are damaging up all over the place, as well as the Firelord now gets up to level 4. All right, trying to finish off another unit there. All the units around the world are just exploding all over the place, as an archer trying to perhaps get in front of this Priestess of the Moon. All right, Lava Spawns going after the Priestess of the Moon. 29 supply compared to 37. Smurf now taking the tier 2 halfway there. There is an Ancient of Wonders down to the south here. And does, well, Ceron know about that expansion? I don't believe so, as the Priestess of the Moon picks up Boots of Speed and is now able to just simply walk away. Ceron has been training nothing but mass archers throughout this matchup, and with that exploding damage, able to from that Firelord, able to really pick apart many of those huntresses. Huntresses versus archers have always been an interesting battle, so to speak, just because of how just because of the glaive and their armor types. Both sides just end up taking a lot more damage than you would expect, as damage is racking up there. All right, there goes some damage. There is a couple of glaive throwers in the back, and those glaive throwers should be able to deter any sort of any sort of pressure. However, the archers are now going to be using their strong range to try and finish things off as well. There goes another archer again, as we see Ceron placing down proxy Ancients of War to put pressure back on the other side. Smurf could end up losing this base here. The glaive thrower is not able to do that much damage. 34 supply army compared to 41, as the archers are now pivoting and rotating back to the southern side to take down other key buildings. All right, now going to go ahead and try and engage here. All right, Goblin Tinker low on hit points, low on mana, going to place down a pocket factory. Now perhaps try and engage here once more. Moonwells are, well, pretty much dry already, as the Priestess of the Moon off to the north with level 3 True Shot Aura and level 2 Searing Arrows having a bit of a damage problem, as their units are not getting cranked out. So what is Smurf doing? Smurf is completely transplanting his base down to the southern side and just trying to buy time here. Priestess of the Moon, however, does not have a Scroll of Town Portal or a Staff of Teleportation. At some point, he is going to have to make a break for it and run out of this base in order to hold on to what he's got. All right. Priestess of the Moon looking to engage here. You can see archers continuing to pelt down damage onto that Hunter's Hall. And are the units going to try to make a mad run? Priestess of the Moon off to the north is going to try and protect. It looks like there is going to be a bit of protection, as the Ancients of War are now making their way across. Look at that Nature's Blessing and how fast those Ancient of Wars are moving, as Smurf is now looking to finish things off, perhaps take down an archer or two. If he can take down an archer or two, that would actually be pretty significant, as the Priestess of the Moon now looking to retreat back. Doesn't have the Owl Scout, so Shadow Meld does make a difference on those archers, as they're able to hide temporarily. Ancient of War still fighting their way back. Priestess of the Moon down to the south here. You can see more archers are being trained up down to the south. They do have superior upgrades. Actually, no, similar upgrades now. 1-1 compared to 2-0. Priestess of the Moon still trying to rack up more damage again, as the archers are now making their way down. 18 to 24 damage on those archers compared to 17 to 21. Just a one attack upgrade difference before you account for the True Shot Aura. More archers getting added in, 39 supply compared to 45. And once I've said this before, if you have a base race and you have more bases, why not get into that scenario? All right, Ancient of War continuing to fire back around. Who's going to come out on top here? Damage really racking up as the Ancient of War down to the south here gets up to level 6. We have True Shot or a Fire Lord gets taken down with a long shot Searing Arrow. And now that Smurf actually has Starfall may end up being the big damage bonus here. Ceron trying to retreat away. You can take a look. Priestess of the Moon trying to put pressure back the other side. And I believe Ceron has completely miscalculated and misjudged what is actually going on in this game, not knowing about the expansion down to the south here as new Moonwells are quickly being replaced. All right, archer after archer is falling. There goes another one as well. You can take a look. Those archers making sure, hey, there's no expansion off to the north, right? And now this is where he may have something in the pit of his stomach make him feel as though, well, something is not quite right. Ancient of War gonna attempt to take down this Moonwell. A little bit of scouting is in order. And when he sees that, well, how verbose and how complete Smurf's base is down to the south here, a full 50 supply army will be supported as more wisps need to be trained in here too. Archers find this, and now the Goblin Tinker now needs to make a play and make a move over. Firelord still needs to get resurrected and get back out here onto the battlefield as the Priestess of the Moon now runs down to the south with that plus 19 damage. Ancient of War could train up more units as well. You can see, well, multiple Ancient Protectors protecting this pretty effectively here as we're looking at 40 over 40 supply. Wisp need to do a good job, try to get in a lot more lumber. All of these Moonwells getting taken down by mass archers as they're not protected well enough. All right, Priestess of the Moon, Scroll of Town Portal, going to go ahead and inbound and then save the remainder of this base here. Priestess of the Moon, it does have dual Scrolls of Healing as well as this base should be nicely saved. 40 over 30 supply, can't train up anything else until more Moonwells are placed down. One Moonwell off to the north there. Archers are still being added in here. Priestess of the Moon, remember, does have Starfall, so that could be a big deal indeed as Starfall does fall. All right, Starfall is now falling across multiple units here, is actually taking down, well, only one Ancient of War here. Damage could rack back up. As you can see, the archers are attempting to take down some of these buildings as well. I thought I saw a Starfall on those buildings here. Vorpal Blades now being added once more. Smurf perhaps needed to be just a little bit closer with that Priestess of the Moon as the damage is now already done. All right, archers continuing to make their play here. Starfall actually giving a little bit of protective cover if the Fire Lord and those archers try to make a play. 40 over 40 supply compared to 42 over 60. We are at Tree of Ages going up against a Tree of Life still after all this time as the Priestess of the Moon, well, cannot get any additional upgrades out here onto the battlefield. Little bit of damage could be added in. Once more, Priestess of the Moon could be turning back around and while trying to fight its way back out here, doesn't have a Hunter's Hall to even train up any of these Glaive Throwers to try and win out in a ranged battle. Priestess of the Moon going to continue to engage here. Archers, mass archers, 17 to 21 damage. Look at all of that damage just raining down here. Both sides just finding their way through 22-1 upgrades versus 1-1, but that True Shot Aura really making a dramatic difference in the overall damage. Plus 6 damage here as we're still looking at the Glaive Throwers trying to, Vorpal Blades and cast in more splash damage across multiple units. Priestess of the Moon looking to finish off the Goblin Tinker. One Goblin Tinker now taken down. Firelord just laughing that his comrade in arms has been taken out as well. Level 7 now on the Priestess of the Moon as the Priestess of the Moon tries to fight its way through. Low on hit points. Who's going to win out on this battle? Firelord going up against the Priestess of the Moon. Level 5 on the Firelord. Firelord ends up surviving a little bit of that stutter step there as the Firelord now escapes away at 26 hit points. 30 supply compared to 50. No Ancient of War or no Altar of Elders to try and replace as the Firelord, well, I guess he had a proper reason for laughing, able to walk away at 45 hit points. All right, resurrecting at the tavern is going to be necessary. Trying to, heal up this Moonwell, keep it going is going to be key as the Ancient Protectors, unable to protect this space as everything is just beyond and outside of range. All right, Priestess of the Moon back out here onto the battlefield. The Fire Lord, however, getting very close to level 6 and could get into Volcano as that ultimate ability as well. All right, units continuing to make their way back and forth. There is level 6, and now Volcano could be the ability, saying, I too have a channeled ability that can cause problems. All right, the Tree of Life in master problems there. Big damage, but the Fire Lord was taken out as the Scroll of Town Portal pretty much landed straight up on that Fire Lord there. All the Ancient Protectors in the red, but somehow lived to fight another day, and now the Priestess of the Moon coming back the other side, switching and turning the tables once more. 31 supply compared to 35. Gold mines still have a little bit of gold to mine from them, as still, well, repairs perhaps are in order to try and save this base a little bit longer. Firelord back out here onto the battlefield as well. No Owl Scout. Still, that is a big surprise at this point, knowing that a number of times Shadow Meld has come into play on this battlefield. Whoever is fighting near Moonwell seems to have a bit of an advantage as they're continuing able to heal, as the Firelord is going up against and after that Priestess of the Moon. Both sides exchanging blows pretty consistently, as the Firelord does have a potion of healing and now using a potion of clarity to try and heal back up. One more round or two more rounds of attack from that volcano could have been the difference. Priestess of the Moon trying to retreat back away. What's going down? Potion of healing. Fire Lord finishes off the Priestess of the Moon for a second time, and now going to push back the other way again. Firelord still has a decent amount of mana. Smurf and Ceron battling back and forth in one of the strangest games overall that I've seen here. Ceron and Smurf continuing to push on through. Ancient Protectors had eaten a little bit of their eaten some trees, so they do have some regenerated hit points, but once the volcano is online again, I believe that will be the end of the game, as we now see a level 4 Goblin Tinker in this battle as well. Glaive Throwers joining in on the match. Firelord, while sitting at level 6, should get to level 7 with no problem whatsoever. And, well, once all of these Ancients get taken down, and once Smurf's building is gone, that may be it. Can he get enough gold for a last Ancient or a Priestess of the Moon? And no, that Priestess of the Moon was at level 7, costing quite a bit of gold to resurrect. All right, Ceron first wins with Tree of Life first here on Northern Isle. That is a very horrible summary, as the beginning of the game and the end of the game were so drastically different. Talk about plot twists and curves. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below. And if you guys got this far to the video and have not liked or subscribed, please remember to do so. It definitely helps me out. YouTube metrics, things of that nature, as I review the final score here. Ceron, well, really outlasting in one of the strangest games on Northern Isle that I've ever seen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.